When your job becomes your name, the hidden cost of hustle culture. In today's fast-paced world, many people define themselves by their careers. Titles, promotions, and achievements become the measure of self-worth, and work slowly takes over your identity. Hustle culture glorifies long hours, constant productivity, and always-on ambition, making it easy to forget who you are outside of your job. The hidden cost is significant: stress, burnout, anxiety, and strained relationships. When your sense of self depends entirely on work, any setback, a missed promotion, a failed project, or a job loss can feel devastating. You risk losing not just balance, but a true understanding of yourself. Escaping this trap doesn't mean giving up ambition. It means building a life where work is just one part of a larger whole. Cultivating hobbies, nurturing relationships, and exploring passions outside the office creates a stronger, more resilient identity. True fulfillment comes when you define yourself by who you are, not just what you do. Burnout isn't failure, it's a signal you've been ignoring. Burnout isn't a sign that you're weak or failing, it's your body and mind sending an urgent message. It occurs when stress, overwork, and pressure push you beyond your limits, leaving you physically exhausted, mentally drained, and emotionally disconnected. Many people mistake burnout for laziness or incompetence, but the truth is, it's a signal that something in your life is out of balance. Ignoring these warning signs can lead to deeper health problems, strained relationships, and a loss of motivation or purpose. Instead, burnout should be seen as a wake-up call, a chance to pause, reflect, and make changes. Recovery means more than rest. It's about setting boundaries, reconnecting with your values, and prioritizing what truly matters outside of work. When you listen to burnout, you don't just recover, you grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. It reminds you that life is bigger than deadlines, and your well-being is your most valuable asset. Why productivity can't be the only measure of a meaningful life. Life isn't just about how much you get done. Productivity is useful, but it doesn't measure your happiness, relationships, creativity, or personal growth. True meaning comes from balance, connecting with others, nurturing passions, and living in alignment with your values. Detailed explanation. The productivity trap. In today's hustle-driven culture, people often equate worth with output, the number of tasks completed, projects finished, or goals achieved. Social media and professional environments amplify this mindset, rewarding busyness over being. The problem, constantly measuring life by productivity, leads to stress, burnout, and a narrow sense of identity. Meaning is multidimensional. A meaningful life is richer than a checklist. It includes relationships, friendships, family, and connections that provide support and love. Personal growth, learning, reflection, and experiences that expand your understanding of yourself. Purpose beyond work, contributing to something bigger than personal achievement. Well-being, mental, emotional, and physical health. The danger of over-focus on productivity. Focusing solely on output can make life feel shallow. Achievements alone rarely bring lasting satisfaction. People may feel accomplished but empty, or constantly anxious about doing more to feel worthy. It also creates the illusion that rest, leisure, or failure are wasted time. Reframing success. Instead of defining value by productivity, think in terms of impact, fulfillment, and balance. Ask yourself, am I growing as a person? Are my relationships thriving? Do I feel joy and connection outside work? Practical steps. Schedule time for hobbies, rest, and self-reflection. Celebrate achievements without letting them define your self-worth. Focus on experiences, relationships, and purpose alongside measurable output. Conclusion. Productivity is a tool, not a life measure. A meaningful life comes from combining action with presence, ambition with balance, and achievement with self-awareness. When you stop equating worth with output, life becomes more fulfilling, resilient, and genuinely rich. Losing a career to find a self. What happens when work falls away? In a world where work often defines identity, losing a career can feel like losing a part of yourself. Suddenly, the routines, titles, and achievements that once shaped your days disappear, leaving a void that can be unsettling, scary, and even painful. But this experience, as difficult as it feels, can also be a profound opportunity for self-discovery. When work falls away, you are forced to confront questions that often go unasked. Who am I outside my job? What do I truly value? What brings me joy beyond productivity? This moment of pause can reveal hidden passions, untapped talents, and desires that were overshadowed by the demands of a career. Losing a career doesn't have to mean losing yourself. It can be the first step towards finding who you really are. Resilience beyond resumes, building inner strength that survives change. In today's fast-paced, unpredictable world, careers, industries, and life circumstances can change overnight. Jobs may be lost, promotions may be delayed, or entire fields may evolve beyond recognition. If our sense of self and security is tied solely to achievements, titles, or resumes, these changes can feel devastating. This is why resilience beyond resumes is essential. It's the ability to thrive, adapt, and remain grounded no matter what life throws your way.
The limitation of external validation. A resume, awards, or professional accolades reflect skill and effort, but they don't guarantee fulfillment or stability in the face of change. Many people discover too late that their identity was overly dependent on these external markers. When circumstances shift, layoffs, company closures, or unexpected life events, those external symbols of worth can vanish instantly, leaving a sense of emptiness or uncertainty. True resilience, what it looks like. Resilience beyond resumes is internal. It's not about avoiding setbacks, but navigating them with strength, perspective, and adaptability. People who cultivate inner resilience maintain a sense of self-worth independent of work or achievements, adapt to change without losing their core identity, use challenges as opportunities to learn, grow, and pivot, recover from failures faster, with insight rather than regret. Building inner strength. Inner resilience is cultivated through intentional habits and mindsets. Self-awareness, knowing your values, strengths, and passions beyond work. Emotional regulation, managing stress, disappointment, and uncertainty constructively. Continuous learning, expanding skills, hobbies, and knowledge outside professional labels. Support networks, building relationships that provide guidance, perspective, and encouragement. Purpose alignment, connecting daily actions to personal meaning rather than just external rewards. Resilience in action. Life will inevitably present disruptions, career shifts, economic downturns, or personal challenges. Those who rely solely on resumes may struggle, while those with inner resilience see setbacks as temporary and navigable. They bounce back, pivot, and continue to grow because their worth and identity are rooted in who they are, not just what they've accomplished. The long-term benefit. Developing resilience beyond resumes creates a foundation for sustainable success and fulfillment. It transforms uncertainty from a source of fear into a catalyst for growth. It allows you to approach life with confidence, knowing that while careers and circumstances may change, your inner strength remains constant. In short, a resume can open doors, but it cannot protect you from life's inevitable changes. True resilience comes from cultivating inner strength, self-awareness, and adaptability, qualities that survive setbacks, thrive in uncertainty, and create a life defined by meaning rather than titles. Rest as resistance, reclaiming time, energy, and identity. In a culture that glorifies constant hustle, endless productivity, and grinding as a measure of worth, taking a break can feel almost rebellious. Yet rest is not laziness, it is resistance. Choosing to slow down, recharge, and set boundaries pushes back against a system that profits from your exhaustion and reminds you that your life belongs to you, not just to work. Reclaiming time. Modern life often leaves little room for true downtime. Meetings, deadlines, and constant notifications steal hours and energy. By intentionally carving out time to rest, you reclaim control over your schedule. This is not indulgence, it is an act of self-respect, allowing you to prioritize your well-being and focus on what truly matters. Recharging energy. When overwork becomes the norm, energy is depleted, creativity fades, and decision-making suffers. Rest restores both body and mind, improving focus, emotional balance, and resilience. By resisting the pressure to always do more, you preserve your energy for work, relationships, and passions that genuinely align with your values. Rediscovering identity. When identity is tied solely to productivity, it can feel lost outside of work. Rest allows space for reflection, self-discovery, and the nurturing of aspects of yourself beyond career or obligations. Hobbies, relationships, creativity, and quiet contemplation are not optional. They are essential components of a whole, resilient self. Rest as resistance. Choosing rest is a deliberate act against a culture that equates busyness with worth. It's a reminder that your life is multidimensional and that your value is not defined by output alone. By resting, you reclaim time, energy, and most importantly, a sense of identity that belongs entirely to you.
In short, rest isn't a weakness, it's a radical act of self-preservation. By prioritizing rest, you reclaim your time, restore your energy, and reconnect with your true self, resisting a culture that constantly demands more than it should. Redefining success after the grind loses its shine. For many, success is measured by long hours, constant hustle, and relentless achievement. The grind feels meaningful until it doesn't. Over time, the relentless pursuit of goals can leave you exhausted, disconnected, and questioning whether all the effort was worth it. When the shine of accomplishment fades, it's an opportunity to pause and redefine what success truly means. The cost of the endless grind. Chasing success solely through productivity often comes at the expense of health, relationships, and personal fulfillment. The sense of satisfaction is fleeting, replaced quickly by new targets, deadlines, or comparisons. When the grind dominates, life outside work can feel hollow, and identity becomes tied only to achievements. Rethinking achievement. Redefining success starts with asking deeper questions. Am I happy or just busy? Do my goals align with my values and passions? Am I building a life I want or just meeting expectations? This shift moves success from external validation to inner fulfillment, a balance of accomplishment, well-being, and purpose. Integrating balance and meaning. True success incorporates more than output. Relationships, nurturing meaningful connections. Growth, developing skills, passions, and personal wisdom. Health and well-being, physical, mental, and emotional balance. Impact, contributing to something bigger than yourself. The reward of redefinition. When you step back from the grind, you create space to align achievements with meaning,
not just effort. Success becomes sustainable, deeply satisfying, and resilient to life's inevitable changes. It's no longer a fleeting shine, it's a lasting light rooted in purpose, balance, and self-awareness. In short, when the grind loses its shine, it's not a failure, it's an invitation to redefine success. By focusing on fulfillment, balance, and meaningful impact, you move beyond busyness to a life that truly reflects your values and aspirations. In the long run, choosing wholeness over constant achievement. In a culture obsessed with hustle, productivity, and measurable achievements, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. We're taught to chase promotions, hit targets, and prove ourselves constantly. But what happens when the race leaves us exhausted, unfulfilled, or disconnected from ourselves? Choosing wholeness over constant achievement is about stepping back, recalibrating, and prioritizing a life that nourishes your mind, body, and soul. The essence of wholeness. Wholeness is recognizing that your identity, value, and purpose extend beyond work, output, or accolades. It's the ability to nurture relationships, embrace rest, explore passions, and cultivate personal growth without feeling guilty for slowing down. It means building resilience, finding fulfillment outside your resume, and learning to define success on your own terms. Integrating life beyond work. Balance over busyness. Align effort with meaning, not just deadlines. Rest as strength. Reclaim energy and identity by pausing and reflecting. Resilience beyond resumes. Anchor your self-worth in who you are, not just what you do. Self-discovery through change. Embrace setbacks, career shifts, or burnout as opportunities to understand yourself more deeply. Rethinking success. Pursue accomplishments that enrich your life rather than deplete it. Why it matters in the long run. Life is a marathon, not a sprint. The achievements we chase today may fade, but the strength, wisdom, and fulfillment we cultivate last. By focusing on wholeness, we ensure that our identity, happiness, and purpose aren't fragile or dependent on external validation. Powerful conclusion. Connecting all 8 topics. Across all these lessons, escaping hustle culture, listening to burnout, valuing more than productivity, rediscovering yourself after career loss, building inner resilience, prioritizing rest, redefining success, and choosing wholeness, the message is clear. Your worth is not measured by output, titles, or recognition. Life's true achievement is creating a durable, meaningful, and balanced self. It's about thriving beyond deadlines, growing beyond accolades, and finding peace and purpose in every aspect of life. When you make wholeness your compass, every challenge, every pause, and every setback becomes a step toward a life that is not just lived, but truly fulfilled.